lovely humans. My name is Whimsical Knight, and welcome to a game called The Monster Inside. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but the title says an audio-visual novella. So, let's go ahead and get into it. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. There's the office. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me very much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow week since I had had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the window in the corner, safely covered with an old bed sheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see, afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. A girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Oh, I get to choose. Yeah, what can I help you with? Please, no one else will listen to me. Go on. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a hand full of pills and chased them down with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, infamous banker Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing, less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, but no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Well, mister, Jack. You can call me Jack. Jack, whoever did this to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. That's what I was thinking. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they are in too much of a hurry. I need some water. A lot of reading, man. A lot of reading. Farnsworth has practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they haven't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a what? A beast. Oh my god. Beast. Oh my god. The words struck me funny. Like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many would use nowadays, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still caught myself. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions here. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. God, I just gave her a really seductive voice. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. It is mine, though. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. Same dude. Oh, That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Next chapter. Woo! Chapter 1. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got the knack for finding the things others overlook. Oh. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check. But for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. What? It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. A dead body. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. What? Seduction. What? You can smell seduction? A strangely familiar scent. Yeah, because Lily was just in your office, and I gave her a very seductive voice to try and seduce you so you would help her. So I think that's just Lily you're smelling. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been in the height of pleasure when she left this world. Okay, brought new meaning to the crime of passion. Okay, pushing the thought. I can't, this is ridiculous. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Is it telling me to investigate? Oh. What's that? Muddy footprints everywhere, difficult to pick up anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear 2,000 pairs of carquinos. What is a carquino? More water. So much water. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Investigate the crime scene. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. Did you smell the tree too? This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful that the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. How do you know what ancient magic looks like? But I was no stranger to the strain. After looking around for a while, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Next chapter. The next morning, I was relieved from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She walked wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside, seemingly unafraid of what I might say. She finally worked up the courage to ask, "So, what did you find?" Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at play. Unnatural? What do you mean? A spell's mark, rarely seen these days, but unmistakable. What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news this morning? Haven't you heard? Nope. Rough night followed by a rough morning. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. What? Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicion, but it faded quickly. Amato was a bad cop and a bad chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Alright, let's keep going. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil, and could it be? That smell again, like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but that sensual fume soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what that scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions, follow the evidence. Investigate the scene. We're going to investigate that. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same bad brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. What is there? There, just there, the smallest piece of a purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Miss Amato's wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looked out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. It's getting interesting. I think it's kind of weird that he can smell seduction and just smell emotions. It's weird. I don't know, but it's kind of intriguing. I'm really curious as to what happened and if there is a beast. That being said, thank you all so much for watching and following along in this story with me. Stay whimsical, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!